Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Patreon podcast. This week I wanted to talk about reevaluating your opinions on things. I was going to say like biases or something, but I don't really want to go that deep into like social profiling or anything like that. I wanted to talk about business decisions. So for a very long time, I have been strongly against Content ID. And on the whole, I still am. But I have been working with one of my distributors lately, and they have been showing me that the Content ID system can be very passive, very transparent to the end user. And I guess I should talk a little bit about what Content ID is, just in case if nobody's familiar. So basically what you do is you tag your music. You get kind of a fingerprint of the music. And there is a little robot that goes around YouTube and Twitch and other places that basically sees if there is that fingerprint inside of the music or inside of the video. And if there is a match, generally the original artist for the music tries to monetize the video in their name and a whole bunch of shady and just crappy stuff. However, I have been learning that Content ID can be used very passively, where it tags it, it flags the video, but it doesn't actually tell the creator anything. It just lets you know that they used it. And honestly, I think that that's kind of neat. So I've spent the last 5-6 years as both a musician and a YouTube content creator, as somebody who has been very vehemently against Content ID because I thought it was only for monetizing other people's hard work. And excuse me, I have been learning that Content ID can be a very passive and helpful thing, both for analytics and just for seeing, how far my music has traveled. So like it's taking quite a long time for me to reconfigure my perception of this product. Obviously, I'm still not happy with how some of the facets of it works. I am very strongly against trying to monetize other people's hard work just because they decided to use one of my songs. However, I think that it's super interesting that that kind of system can also work just to see, where my music has gone. So I have been working with my distributor and, it's not set in stone yet. I don't know how it's going to end up, but just learning that I could, see how other people use my music while also whitelisting everybody is really neat. It also gives me the opportunity to see if anybody's freebooting my music, which is to say essentially just reposting my music without any like original content, like video game content, commentary or, anything else. They're just like taking the MP3 file and just dumping it on YouTube just to get extra views, which, I'm not super famous, so I don't expect that to be a big thing. But that gives me the opportunity to see if people are doing that, and maybe I can take action against them just because it's like that content already exists on my platform or my channel, but I don't know. I don't really think that that's going to be an issue for me. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about this because it's been something I'm struggling with for the last couple weeks. Actually, I've had this contract in my inbox for like a month now, and I've just been struggling against the idea that Content ID is a bad thing. That's the thing that I've been telling myself for 5+ years, when really it can be a good thing and a beneficial thing if used properly, and a lot of people just use it improperly, at least in my eyes. So I've been working very hard to just kind of rebuild my bias against this kind of system. And I'm still very wary about it. Like I'm asking way too many questions to the distributor, I think, just to be like, okay, if this doesn't work, like how do I get out of the contract? How do you pull out the Content ID stuff from my music? I've just been asking a ton of questions and I'm sure they're sick of me for that. But it's all risk management at that point where it's just like, I know what it can do and I know what I don't want it to do, but I just want to make sure that, we're all in alignment that, what I want it to do is the same thing as what you want it to do. So yeah, I'm I'm curious to see where it goes, if it goes anywhere. Like I said, the contract is still in my inbox. I'm not entirely sure if that's what I want to do, but I'm curious. And that's important. And it's good to have an open mind about this stuff, because there are many occasions where I've seen Content ID stuff. I'm just been like, no, thank you, goodbye. And the way that my distributor approached me with it, or one of my distributors, I have a couple, the way that they approached me with it, like, it made more sense for me to maybe go with that, because it will give me the opportunity to see where my music has gone. And if nothing else, that's a curiosity for me, and I really would like to know, what happens when I release something and how far does it spread, without hamstringing other artists' work. Like, the last thing I want to do is for somebody to use my song, and then them posting it, and then me partially monetizing their video, because they used something that was from a video game that they like. And it's like, no, I don't want to capitalize on other people's work like that. That's just super scummy. I've actually gotten several Content ID claims on my 2-hour track challenge streams lately. And it's so frustrating to deal with, because you have to go through the label and you have to like appeal it and all this other stuff. And it's just like, guys, I was using a sine wave. You don't own a sine wave. It just, it has that same thumbprint as, one of the other things. And it's just obnoxious and dumb. And that's the part of Content ID that I hate, because I've been struggling against it for a long time. And I've been hearing a lot of other people, a lot of content creators that I follow and respect, they struggle with it too. And I really don't want to put that on, I don't want to put any more evil out into the world, So it's a learning experience for me, and I figured that I would narrate it a little bit, because maybe it would help somebody else out, and maybe, reevaluate the things that you think are true. I think that there's a lot to be said about keeping an open mind and ensuring that you take the time to reconsider some things. So anyway, that's all I've got for today. Thank you guys so much for listening, and thank you so much for being a Patreon supporter. I really genuinely do appreciate it. I hope that you have a wonderful Friday and a fantastic weekend, and I love you all, and I will talk to you in the next one. Or is it talk at you? I guess talking to you implies that there's like a response waiting. I guess you can reply in the comments, but whatever. So yeah, be remarkable.